Hey, it's Mike over at fishyourassoff.com, and today what I'm doing is another one of the frequently asked questions that are out there on the internet. I like to take one of my Fab 5 favorite fish and answer one of those most common questions that are out there. And those fish, my favorites are flounder, speckled trout, redfish, tarpon, and snook. And the question I'm going to answer today is, what's the difference between a flounder and a fluke? A lot of people think it's the same fish. It is not. Flatfish are funny. All the flatfish, halibut, sole, flukes, flounders, all these different fish that are bottom-dwelling fish, because they start out in the world as a regular fish. So a regular fish, is like this. And there's an eyeball on the right side, and there's an eyeball on the left side, and they swim like this, okay? But these flatfish actually pick a side that's going to be the bottom, either the left side or the right side, and that eyeball that's on the bottom has to move or migrate to the other side. So that's what I'm going to show you here. This piece of maple is going to be a flounder. It's going to be a Gulf flounder or a southern flounder. And it has an eyeball on the right side of its head, and it has an eyeball on the left side of its head. Well, the southern and Gulf flounders pick the right side to be the bottom. So this eyeball that's on the right side has to migrate to the left side of their body. So now there's two eyeballs on this side. Now if this was a fluke, it picks the left side to be the bottom. So that eyeball on the left has to migrate to the right side of the body, so because it's going to live its life like a flatfish. So it's very confusing. You can't really tell, well, is that a right side or a left sided fish? It's really hard with these flatfish because they look so similar to each other. But there are some other differences between the flounders. Gulf flounder, and a southern flounder, and a fluke. A fluke, first of all, lives further north. I think they catch them all the way up to Nova Scotia and all the way down to the Carolinas at least. They might even be in Georgia. Go down as far south. A fluke. They get bigger, flukes do. They live longer, and they also have a larger mouth, so they look more toothy, when you catch a fluke. But what I think is neat is because their habitats and their ranges cross, you can do one cast and catch a fluke, and on the very next cast, catch a southern flounder. So that's kind of neat, because the southern flounders, I think their range goes to, I know North Carolina, but maybe even Virginia, as things are getting warmer out there. So you can catch them, all the way up the coast, all the way up the east coast of the United States. So I know that's confusing. These flatfish it's weird, because they're normal fish and one eye moves to the other side or the other side. But that's how scientists categorize them, as either a left-sided or a right-sided flatfish. So that's the difference between a flounder and a fluke. So I hope that answers the question. Until next time, we'll see you then. All right, bye-bye.